Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So in today's video we're going to just reflect on the round of 16 matches and my predictions, and then we're going to start predicting the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League as well. If you wonder why there's a backing track of the wind howling outside, like we're in some haunted house, that's just the natural noise of what's happening outside. There's a big storm, and I don't need any backing tracks. It's just living in Wales. So yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's go. So I think I did a video already for the week. Or should I just do them both anyway? So I said Real Sociedad 2-1. It was. I got the wrong scorer, but I said that PSG would score first. So I got 7 points for that. I said Bayern would win, and they did, not by the right scoreline, and they did score first as well. So I got 4 points. I said 3-0 win to Man City, and I played my booster, and it was 3-1, so I got 10 points for that. And lastly, Real Madrid, I said would beat Leipzig 2-1, and it was actually 1-1, so I only got 2 points for that. And then the other round of second legs, I said that Barcelona would draw with Napoli, but they beat them, so I only got 2 points. I said that Arsenal would win against Porto 2-0, it was only 1-0, but I got 5 points for that. I said Dortmund would win against PSV, and they did, so 5 points again. And I said that Inter would win, and they didn't. Atletico Madrid won. It was a brilliant game, massive turnaround, and then win on penalties. Really bad for Italy, though, because it means they don't have any teams left in the Champions League, because Napoli have gone out. AC Milan went out to the group, the last stage, narrowly getting through the group stage. Yeah, so that's not going to help their coefficient ranking at all. Let me just double check myself. Yeah, Lazio are out as well. So it's all on the Europa League with Roma, and I think Fiorentina are still in it. Okay, we'll see that later anyway. Okay, quarterfinals. Some pretty juicy ones. The quarterfinals usually are, though, aren't they? So Real Madrid, Man City. I think they're going to cancel each other out. Lots of people are saying 2-1, 2-1, 2-2. Haaland's not scoring that much. I watched a really, really good video with Thierry Henry explaining why he isn't scoring so much, because he's not making the right runs for different team members. He's doing the same run for everyone and expecting for them all to deliver the ball the same way. So I'm going to say 0-0. A bit boring, sorry. Arsenal, Bayern. Bayern threw away a lead this weekend in the Bundesliga. So can Arsenal confirm the curse of Harry Kane? Are Bayern going to be trophyless at the end of the season for the first time in God knows how long? I think they're going to win 1-0. Not many people agree with me, though. But I think Kane's going to choke in the big match. I talked about that in my last video. Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona. So Barcelona aren't having the greatest season ever. Paris Saint-Germain are running away with the title in France as usual. They did struggle at home because they played their youth team, more or less, against bottom side Clermont. They had to call on Mbappe from the bench to set up the late equaliser against them, losing at home to Clermont Foot. Pretty awful, but again, it was their youth team. So again, I think this is a sort of draw. They're both as good as each other at the minute in terms of form. And then Atleti against Dortmund. I think Dortmund are picking up. Season's going to look better, but at home I think Atleti have the advantage. So I'm going to say 1-0. I might save the second legs. I'll do them beforehand. So, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm talking nonsense? Give me a comment and let me know. Let's go over to the Europa League then. Okay, so I wasn't very well, so I forgot to predict the first lot of the round of 16s. So I got the second legs in, I think. Oh no, it was the playoffs I missed, sorry. Okay, so I said 1-1. That is what happened. So 6 points between Sporting and Atalanta. I said, stupidly, that Leverkusen was going to batter Karabakh. Absolutely wrong. Karabakh did themselves and Azerbaijan very proud. It was 2-2. I said Roma to beat Brighton. They did, but it was 4-0. I said Sparta to lose narrowly at home. It was not the case. Liverpool blew them away 5-1. I said Milan to beat Slavia 2-0. It was 4-2. Freiburg, I said, would draw with West Ham. They beat them 1-0. I said Benfica would beat Rangers. They didn't. It was 2-2. And I said Marseille would beat Villarreal, but they did, but by a much larger scoreline than I was expecting based on their domestic form. Second legs, I said Milan would beat Slavia Praha 2-1, and it was 3-1. I said West Ham would beat Freiburg 2-0. It was 5-0 in West Ham's home stadium in London. I said 1-1. It was 1-0 to Benfica. So I got that one completely wrong. I said Marseille would win based on their first leg, and they didn't. They played like they have been recently, so they lost 3-1 away from home from a very strong position. And then I said Leverkusen would beat Karabakh 2-0. I did say when I did the prediction video for this, though, again, Karabakh doing brilliantly, well done to them. So 3-2 was the final score. I said 1-1. It was a win for Atalanta. That's why Atalanta are one of the Italian teams still in the competition. I said 2-1 to Brighton. I was close. It was 1-0 to Brighton. I didn't think Roma would need to go all out in that game, and Brighton are a really good team at home anyway, so 7 points to me. I said I thought the Liverpool would take it easy, having destroyed them in the first leg. No, not a chance. 6-1, absolutely unbelievable. And Sparta Prague are a good team as well. Okay, so let's look at the quarters then. So Benfica, Marseille. For me, Marseille's form is really up and down. So I think not many people agree with me, but I actually think that Benfica will win. I'm just going to go for a 1-0. Obviously Benfica first to score, and I'm just going to pick Steady Eddie Di Maria. Leverkusen West Ham. Wow, that's a big match, isn't it? I think Leverkusen are obviously favourites based on their domestic form. I'm going to say 2-0. And I'm not... Do you know the embarrassing thing? I haven't really seen them play that much. Schick scored the other day, so he's back. So maybe I'll play my booster on that one, shall I? Yeah, I think I will. Atalanta are going to be by far the hardest team that Liverpool have faced in this competition. I still think they'll win, but it's going to be a lot closer than most of their other games. I'm going to say 2-0 because it's at Anfield, but they should really beware when they play the return leg in Italy. And then this one I'm really not sure about. Roma are in excellent form under Daniele De Rossi, winning the Derby della Capitale against Lazio this weekend. But Milan are in even better form, and if it weren't for the fact that their city rivals Inter are so far ahead in the Serie A table, we would actually be thinking them as catching up by now because their form is so good. So I'm going to say a narrow victory for AC in this leg, and then a narrow victory for Roma in the next leg, and probably go to penalties. Again, what do you think? Do you agree, disagree? We'll do the second legs next time before the next leg to give me a little bit of time to reflect on what happened in these particular matches and get those scorelines closer to where they should be. Okay, shall we do the Conference League then? Okay, let's recap. So the round of 16, I said Olympiacos would win based on their excellent form. But actually, domestically, they're only about like 4th or 5th. So they're not doing that well in the league at the second. And Maccabi exploited that and beat them 4-1 in Greece, which is I wasn't expecting. Sturm Graz and Lille won all. I said no. Lille won away in Austria 3-0. I said Molde would win in their excellent form. They're having a fantastic season in Europe. 2-1. That was the exact scoreline, so I got 7 points for that. Ajax, I said, would draw with Aston Villa. They did. It wasn't 2-2, it was 0-0, so 8 points to me. And then I said Maccabi would draw with Fiorentina. I said Fiorentina are excellent, but the Israeli teams are having a fantastic time in Europe this year. It was actually very narrow, 3-4 loss at home, so I got barely any points, but I did kind of prove myself right that they stood up toe-to-toe with Fiorentina, who admittedly at the time were doing a lot better. Now they've sort of dropped away in the Serie A table. I said 1-1 between Dinamo Zagreb and PAOK, and it was a 2-0 victory for the Croats. I said that Union Saint-Gilloise would beat Fenerbahce 2-1. That was completely wrong, sorry, my Turkish subscribers. Fenerbahce won 3-0, a very comprehensive victory away in Belgium. And lastly, I said that Servette were having a good season. They're second in the Swiss League, of course, and Victoria Pilsen are a very good side. I think the 3 Czech teams this year have done quite well. Obviously, one of them went up against Liverpool, who, for me, along with Bayer Leverkusen, are the teams to beat in the Europa League. So 1-1 I said, and it was 0-0, so I got 4 points. And in the second legs, I said Fiorentina would win. They didn't. It was 1-1, so therefore Maccabi Haifa. Did that mean... actually, who went through then? Am I being a bit of an idiot? Yeah, Fiorentina went through, okay. I said 1-1 between Dinamo and PAOK. PAOK, as I thought they would do in the first leg, did show up this time and beat them 5-1. Outstanding for the Greeks, well done. I put my money and my booster on Fenerbahce to win, and they lost. So the Greeks and the Turks this year seem to be, when I back them, they lose. And when I go, oh no, they've let me down before, I won't back them, then they win. So that's kind of how it's working this year. Fenerbahce, I think, are the last Turkish side left in the competition. 2-1, I said, and they lost 1-0. But I was still enough to go through. But still, it's a big win for Union Saint-Gilloise out in Istanbul. And then I said it would be another draw. I said I couldn't separate these 2 teams, both equal in lots of ways. It's true, 0-0 was the score, but the Czechs won on penalty. So, sorry, last Swiss team in Europe is out, unfortunately, but they are chasing down the title in their domestic division, so good luck to them. Victoria Pilsen march on. And then Maccabi Tel Aviv, I said, after their previous result, well, maybe they'll get a win home then, so 2-1. They lost, so we can add to the Turks and the Greeks the Israelis, who again, when I back them, just lose, and when I ignore them, win really big. So Olympiacos this time winning 6-1 away. I think the match took place in Hungary off the top of my head. And then Lille, I said, would beat Sturm Graz 1-0. It was 1-1. So I got that wrong too. And I said that the Belgians would win at home despite losing away. Club Brugge 1-0 against Molde. It was 3-0, which I was very surprised about. Let's not forget, though, at this point in time, the Norwegian League, I don't think it even started back. They were on their sort of their season break, the end of season, and then pre-season. So it's a bit of a tough time for Sweden and Norway if they get to the latter stages of competitions like this, because their leagues run between spring and autumn. They're not really expected to get that far. Okay, well, also it snows. So, and I said that Aston Villa would beat Ajax 1-0. It was 4-0. What a drubbing. I know Ajax have had a very mixed season. I think they're 5th in the league. But that is a big result. So Aston Villa, who obviously are 4th in the Premier League, which is very, very good, winning 4-0 at home. I got 7 points for that, though, because I predicted Watkins would score first and Aston Villa would score first. So quite a lot of points there. Let's do our predictions then, and actually I forgot to show the tables, so I'll show you how we're doing in the tables and how badly I'm doing in the tables as well. Okay, let's predict first legs. Victoria Pilsen, Fiorentina. I said Victoria are doing quite well. I think they're 3rd in the Czech League off the top of my head. Fiorentina, though, have sunk. They were chasing Champions League football about a month ago, and now they're not even in the European spots. So, for that reason, I disagree with all these popular predictions. I think they're giving Fiorentina a little bit too much respect there. I'm going to say the Czechs, who are in better form than Fiorentina at the second, to get the win. Oh, nice. Greece against Turkey. Just a small affair, nothing important. And they're both so unpredictable. It could literally be 5-0 to either team. So I'm going to be boring and try and get some points. Maybe if it's a 2-3 all draw, then I'll get some points if I predict a draw. I didn't do my prediction. First team to score, so obviously Bologna. And I don't really know many of their players. Hori, I know. I'm not putting my booster on this one. This could literally be anything. 3, 4, 5-0. I'm going to say Olympiacos to score first. And, Jovetic, I recognise him. Former Man City. Aston Villa against Lille. I think Aston Villa at home should be enough. Lille are a good team, but they don't seem to do it when they need to do it. And I'm going to be boring and pick Ollie Watkins again. I might actually put my booster on that one, Yeah, I will. And last but not least, Belgium against Greece. So it's the reason I like this tournament, actually, because you never have two Greek teams, a Belgian team, a Czech team, a Turkish team in the last 8 of the Europa League or the Champions League, would you? So I love the way this competition gives a chance to the sort of second tier nations. Sorry, just stifling a cough there with my repetitions. Yeah, I just think that it's a really good opportunity for your sort of Belgium, Turkey, Greece, someone like that to win a competition. This is going to be tight. I'm going to say 2-1. Club Brugge, and who's going to be the scorer? Shoot. Weirdly, there's been quite a lot of changeover at Club Brugge. I don't recognise many of the players. I recognise Jutgla. I recognise more of the PAL players, to be honest. Okay, that's what I'm going to predict. Should we see the tables then? How do we do that? How am I doing this? Okay, give me a sec. It's the big button at the bottom that says leagues. Okay, I'm 11th in the Conference League, one with 333. Nico is top, who won it last year. Johnny Clark and Monkey Donkey, cool name, are the top 3. Let's check out the Europa League. Oh, actually, can I do based on... No, I do View League. I'm like a child learning how to ride a bike. Overall, I wanted to see second legs. Yeah, I did. I came 6th. Oh, that's not too bad. GTH, well done. Okay. So, Europa League. Leagues, I'm 16th at the moment. Nico is still top. Jordan Pelli, and then if I view the league, I can see last week Nico came top, Dubsy, Maxime, and I, oh my god, 30th. Oh dear, that's disappointing. Okay, and then on to the Champions League. Oh, and I forgot to mention, these are the official apps, in case, because I get a lot of comments saying, where do you get these apps? Which ones are they? They're on the App Store. They're the official Champions League and the official joint Europa Conference League app. Leagues, I am 27th. That's not bad, because usually I'm a bit worse. DAC is top, Nico second, Niels de Wolf is in 3rd. If I view the league, we can look at the last match day, and I can see, as the rain hits the window outside, I'm expecting I did quite badly. Oh god. I was 84th. I only scored 14 points. H4D3S. 1 Joe and Bernighen. Okay, so don't forget to like the video, subscribe, join me on Patreon, and give me a comment and let me know who you think is going to do well or not so well in the quarterfinals. How exciting! And I'll see you all really, really soon. Okay, take care. Bye. 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 Bye.